Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. So we're continuing coverage, Steel Division 2 League Group number 1. This time we've got a great game for you. I hope it's going to be a great game. I haven't seen this, I don't know for sure, but two top players, the battle of the G's, Gonzo versus Gnef, and both players with something big to gain from this game. Or from this matchup. We're only showing one out of the two games. Gonzo, obviously, if he picks up the victory, he can go on to challenge against Sean, but if Gnef picks up the victory, he can go on to overtake Gonzo towards the top of this table and maybe secure himself a second spot. I feel like Sean, if he was watching this game or looking at the results when this came out, obviously, you know, he will have wanted Gnef to win because that gives him an easy victory. I guess if Gnef wins this, I don't think Gonzo will really be in a chance with winning the league. So, Sean, well, I don't know. Maybe he does want Gonzo to win. Maybe he wants to take on the big man himself, the man that everyone loves, and certainly the man to beat, should we say. So today we've got Gonzo playing one of the newer Death on the Vistula divisions, the Hermann Göring, the Fallschirmpanzer Hermann Göring division. If I try and get the right name, I've probably still got it wrong at some point. And he's on Maverick Income. In particular, what I'm looking forward to, look out for the B-Phase Karlgarat. I think that's the Karlgarat railway gun in the off-map tab. The Bayo FI 156C artillery air observer. That's going to have the, I think it's like a 600mm off-map shell. We've not seen one of those, I don't think, on channel. Also look out for the two Sturm Tigers in B phase. We've only seen one of these before, and unless I'm getting this wrong, I believe the honor of the first Sturm Tiger shot on this channel actually was Gnef. I may be getting that wrong. Maybe pop down in the comments if I have, but I think it might have been Gnef had the honor of using the first Sturm Tiger on this channel. So it's switching round, and Gonzo has that opportunity today. I'm not going to cover much else about this division right now. We'll have a look at Gnef's and then discuss the two. So Gnef is playing the 44th Guards. Both players on Maverick, so no real income difference. But yeah, plenty of T-34-85s, or, well, I'm not sure plenty is the right word, because really only 12 in B phase. So I'm not sure if that's enough T-34-85s. I mean, the Fallschirmpanzer generally only have the Stugs. Let's just switch back quickly because I'm slightly unfamiliar. So they do have the Panzer 4Gs, Panzer T-34, and then the Tiger E. So actually those T-34-85s will be decent. Just got to watch out for the two Tiger E's, and then the Jagdpanzers in the anti-tank tab. I think the T-34-85 can still, you know, decently handle themselves against all of those units. It's just going to be interesting whether Gnef gets enough of them and gets to utilize them utilize them enough. Look out for the IL-2M cluster, HE cluster bomber in A phase, because that is a pretty poor unit, if I'm not mistaken myself. Maybe I'm you know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's a pretty poor unit. We've recently had buffs to the napalm planes, and I'd like to see in particular that IL-2M HE cluster plane get buffed as well, to see some beautiful HE cluster strikes. I think this is the only division, the 44th Guards, that get access to it. Gnef, fairly defensive, I'd say, throughout. Gonzo, I think, is setting up fairly defensive as well, although these attack down here with the Valkyr, they won't push through unless he gets some decent support to them. The OB-25 unloading, yeah, takes down one of the early transports. Another OB-25 in the south is going to attack onto their... No, I think it lost line of sight, and then the M42 actually engaged into the transports. Up north, one of the snipers goes down. Guardia have unloaded, and the OB-25, surely that will fire on the PAX-38 there that revealed itself. And so far, Gnef's actually taken the early advantage, 14-10, picking up this flag back here and the flag at the crossroads, giving him that 14-10. But this, I'm sure this isn't it for Gonzo. I'm sure there's plenty in store. Look at the way he's moving forwards, these HG Pioneers, in the half tracks. I love the way he's brought them off the road and moving them right down this southern section, where they're completely covered by this forest with their approach. Nice little movement there. The Panzer 3N and the Jagdpanzer are going to take care of that OB-25. The Panzer 3Ns, I think they're great little anti-personnel tanks. The Tu-25, early Tu-25 from Gnef, targeting the Panzergrens, but will that get a decent attack? It has 250 kilogram payload. I didn't quite see how many bombs that had. It looks like 2 with a 250 kilogram payload. Does a decent amount of damage, but he'll need some more of those Tu-25 attacks. Tu-25 bombers, 120 points apiece, so can do some decent damage. He's not called it away yet, so potentially we'll try and use the 220mm cannons on the wings to you know, continue to strafe enemy units. The Valkyr, one of the HG Pioneers did go down. The other one's unloaded. The Valkyr are under attack at distance. The SPW-231 coming in, but there is an M42 gun there. In fact, yes, that's what it's engaging, and that M42 does get the shooter kill, so should give it the opportunity to get the second shot kill. Misses the second shot. Will it get the third shot kill? Yes, does clear that up, so that is decent. Gnef will have been happy that that M42 gun didn't go down there. The GB Comrotti very far forwards, and actually Gonzo's infantry is kind of non-existent. Well, I wouldn't say non-existent. It's certainly been taken care of so far in this southern side. In the central area, we've got a battery Führer not yet unloaded by Gonzo. Strange to see that happening. And the Gvardia are pushing forwards from Gnef. So Gnef on the advance, although only a 13-11 now. This flag here has been picked up again. A KG Commander on the field from Gonzo. And the Jagdpanzer 4 getting into a nice position to cover off against this road here, reinforcement road. Movement of the Valkyrs forward, so some nice aggression coming from Gonzo, picking up this flag back here and levelling off the score at 12-12 with the swapping of these two flags over. Gnef clearly has an advantage in the sun side. The Panzer 3N's got to be careful not to go down before it can start unleashing the 75mm HE shells onto the M42 gun. There we go, and this should clear up that M42 gun. Yeah, those Panzer 3Ns, as long as they're not targeting something too heavy, then they should certainly do some fantastic damage. The SPW-231 kind of trying to stay out of the Gvardia DP PTRD range. He has moved it away and actually should be okay against those Saperi. In the central area, the two Saperi are under attack from the HG Panzergren, but it looks like the Panzergren is going to go down, and that should give, unless Gonzo reinforces that, that should give some control back to Gnef. The Saperi have been taken down in health. M42 gun engaging the Panzer 3N in the centre, and because that's much closer, should have a much better time at taking that out. It is now out of APCR, but does get the kill with those AP shells. The Ognamachiki get discovered and are going to get taken down by the SPW-231. But Gnef's infantry advancing forwards. The Gvardia are picking up the flag further back. Gonzo going to be covering off with a Valkyr, but Gnef has re-established control with a 14-10. 29 minutes for Gonzo to make this back. And look at the HG Pioneers in the half tracks being caught out by the PTRS-41. One of them making it through, and this is actually some real nice. One of them going down though, which is a big kill, but some nice territory gain. Only an Ognamachiki, only on one's health as well. Gnef rushing in Gvardia there, and he needs to get them in. And Gvardia on their own, they may just be enough, but they could also struggle as well. Some more infantry has gone down. This compound was kind of fairly heavily held by Gonzo, and it looks like Gnef's going to get the surround on Gonzo's units there. That is nice work. I think the kills in the compound really helped out, and Gnef picks up the flag up to a 16-8 against Gonzo. 14 minutes left on the clock, and the battery Führer goes down. Gnef establishing control over this centre ground. Wow, look at the territory swing. Is he going to get up to a 20? He's got a 19.5. He's got a 24. It took a long while, but the 24 came through. 6 minutes left for Gonzo to equal this match or stabilize this match, and wow, this was not expected. Some of these flags though very loosely held. One coming back here. I mean, there's at least 3 flags here that are going to get recovered quite quickly, but Gnef really taking it to Gonzo early on. Who would have imagined that at the start of this game? I certainly didn't imagine that was going to happen. The M42 right in the open, the M42 gun, but engaging and killing off the SPW 233 there. More of them advancing forwards. Panther 3N coming in as well. A Tu-25, not sure if that's the second one or a rearmed first one. That coming down with the bombs onto the SPW 233. Doesn't quite get the kill. In comes a Yak 1B, and that thing has 50 kilogram bombs, so lighter payload, and that's coming in onto the Valkyr. No real effect at all there, but pinning down the units. The Tu-25 and the Yak 1B staying in the skies. The M42 gun does go down to the SPW 231. There's a T-34-85 in here. There's an engagement coming in onto the HG Pioneers. The Pioneer satchel charge does come off and does get the kill, but the T-34-85 is in position to engage, and I feel like Gnef is going to pick up that victory. He is going to lose some men though doing that, especially if he pushes forwards this Gvardia again. Potentially it all comes down to whether the HG Pioneers can reload on the satchel chargers in time, or will they get pinned down? Gonzo falling back the HG Pioneers. Could have done with doing that earlier, but does do it now. They do just reload in time, yes, on our aiming, and should take out these Gvardia. In comes the satchel charge, pinned down, and actually I think it was a shot from the might have been a shot from the Jagdpanzer back there that finished them off, but beautiful micro, Gonzo. Somehow that should have been a victory for Gnef there with the forces that he had, but Gonzo eked out some kills on there that really was not justified. I suppose actually the HG Pioneers, they do have the 7 MP44s. This is the MP44 variant of that unit, but still I felt the forces that Gnef had in that position should have won him out. The Jagdpanzer 2-star upvetted from the KG commander immediately gets the first shot bailout on the T-34-76. Nice work. I feel like the upvet there from the commander doing its job. One of the planes, I believe that'll be the Yak 1B, does go down to the ME-109 G6 of Gonzo. The Tu-25 looked like that was engaging. They're in some kind of weird turn fight right now, and Gnef pulling it out, and Gonzo way behind enemy lines, and actually getting a nice turn. Will he get another one? It's 2-star vet that ME-109 G6, but I feel like the Tu-25 is now out, and Gnef ordering a Xenon 37 to help out against that infantry. It looks like Gonzo pushing forwards SPW 233. The Gvardia are in not a well, yeah, they are going to go down. They were low strength squads. I think they've been in there from the start. Gonzo going to pick up this flag and changes it back to a 16-8. So Gonzo has pulled back the time. There's 10 minutes left on the clock right now. Gonzo's picked up some flags, like we said. There were, I think, 3 in this position down here that were easy to pick up. Gonzo has done that. It's a 16-8 right now. To Gnef though, that's still a massive advantage that Nef's got. It's just whether we can continue to hold out. The Ogmachiki discovered action. They're out in the open against the Valkyr, and look at that micro. Did you see that? It took me a while to register what Gonzo did there. The Ogmachiki were engaging with the flamethrower into the church, and Gonzo moved the Valkyr into literally point blank range, and that prevented the Ogmachiki from continuing to use the flamethrower. The flamethrower is at point blank range, the same as the Sapri with the TNT shells or the HE grenades. At point blank range, they won't use those weapons. So absolute fantastic micro there from Gonzo, and that it was such great micro. It took me a moment to register actually what Gonzo was doing with that unit. Fantastic. 2 Gepards up in the top position will certainly help out help out the ME-109 G6 that continues to circle. Is going in for a strafing run, yes, on the Gvardia DP, but look, no men die and some suppression, so really those strafing runs have been nerfed. The Gnef has kind of taken care of the SPW that was hounding his troops in this central compound. The Yak-1B is coming in, looking to engage the, I think that was the PaK-38 there, but it does get taken out, I think, by the T-34, but possibly the sniper as well, actually. And the Yak-1B is flying around and targeting the ME-109, but I can't feel like this is a good choice. He is pulling it away now, also coming in with the Tu-25, and yeah, Gonzo's pulling his. I think he was pulling his as well, and chooses to, well, I'm not sure whether he chooses or whether it ran out of fuel, but the Tu-25 and the Yak-1B are now free to engage troops. Gonzo pushing forward, making a surrender on one of the Panzergrenz, I think, in the centre there, and Gnef's having to pull back with the Sapori. Only one soldier left in that Sapori and 3 in the Gvardia Comrotti. So Gonzo's actually done a great job of picking off a lot of units in this northern side, and if you look now, actually Gonzo has a great number of units up here. We see a Tiger E on the field. Gnef really still got control of this southern side, but Gonzo's definitely pulled it back in the north. We're back to 15-9 right now. Gnef still has the 15-9, 7 minutes on the clock, but Gonzo's definitely not in a bad spot, and if these 2 units in the centre go down, we can see certainly another flag being picked up, some advanced movements from the HG Panzergrenz. Will they go down? Just unloading time, and I feel like they're still not out of trouble yet. Still not out of trouble yet, but again, moving forwards to try and get into that point blank range, potentially actually trying to get into the forest there with the automatic, do fall back, and I think Gonzo a little bit lucky not to lose them to a surrender. The Yak-1B and the Tu-25 dropping, I believe, on the PaK-3850. No, the Yak-1B on the Panzer, yeah, both of them on the HG Panzergrenz, but do take out that squad. But look at the territory swing to Gonzo. Gnef had a sniper and 1 infantry unit in this northern side, but Gonzo's managed to get rid of them, swung the territory. It's 14-10 to Gnef now. He's holding on in this southern side, and that's what's holding him the flags for now. But Gonzo back on the attack in the north. The Tiger certainly going to be a struggle for Gnef to deal with. 2 M42 guns coming in. They're going to help out, potentially get some criticals, and Gnef at least has got some reinforcing infantry in now. He needs to get them out of the transports though, because I just don't want to see them lost before they can get into the action. So in this southern side, Gnef, I think, really has Gonzo pegged back. There's a Panzer IIIN here that's really causing Gnef some problems, I think. The T-34-85 has been able to get repaired from the Studebaker Snab. I imagine maybe it tackled with the Jagdpanzer IV a bit further up, but I think at the moment Gnef's a bit struggling with this Panzer IIIN. And we can see the number of HE shells used. That thing starts off with 36, so what, 19 HE shells used, if my mathematics are correct. And 42 guns pushing in. The Xenaut 37mm under attack. They will start to open fire on the Tiger, but he's going to be looking for criticals only. Won't even penetrate. He's got the APCR, but I don't think they're going to get some major criticals. Bringing in the T-34-85, and that will at least have a better chance of penetrating, but still I think that may struggle. Look at Gonzo pushing through in the centre. Transmission damage does go down on the Tiger E. That will hurt, but it's still not major. Gnef at the moment has managed to force back with the bombs of the Tu-2S this time. I think that one's, no, still 250 kilogram payload, but Gonzo pushing forwards with the Begleitgrens. They are great units with the 8 MP44s, the 3 G43s, and an MG42 machine gun. Fantastic units, especially when upvetted as well. And a Panzer T-34-42 pushing through the centre. That's really going to hurt Gnef. No real anti-tank in this area right now. And that T-34-42 is going to have free reign. We're back to a 12-12. Gonzo has equalled the 12-12 with these 2 northern flags. And actually it's taken back this southern compound, and that's what's equalled it, but potentially could look to take this flag and pick up the 1311 for Gonzo. This will be a big turnaround. T-34 is pushing through the open, although there is a T-34-85 Conrotti opening up on them. One of the M42s has gone down, still engaging the Tiger E. Another one in the very north, but they're kind of isolated, really. There's not much. If these forces go down, there's not much left. And Gonzo's pushing infantry in. There's a Pak 38, looks like it's pushing right across. I think he's trying to take out the T-34-85, and actually neither of the AT guns can handle each other. ME-109 G6 comes in to strafe the M42 gun. Oh, and we've got a DZIP 152. Looks like the off-map is coming down, but the units from Gnef have gone down in this central city. He's lost control of that centre city. Some infantry is coming in, but potentially could be coming in under off-map fire, and certainly under fire from the T-34-42, firing and taking out one of the units in the Studebaker. The others, I think, are lucky not to escape in that area, but they could well get hit by his own off-map. Another one goes down in the transport, one unloaded by Gnef. Actually, the PTRD getting a, I think that was a rear shot there with the shooter knockout. And yeah, there we saw it. We saw the HE cluster planes, and one of them came in right over the Pak 38-50. Zero damage to the Gepard. They will have been under fire, but these planes, they need a massive buff. They are pretty poor planes, and I think Gnef made a mistake putting them in his deck. Not really worth it for me. So in the southern side, Gnef has pushed forward once again. He's got rid of the Panzer IIIN there, and he has managed to pick up the flag further back, so he's keeping it at a 12-12 for now. A lot of troops coming into this central area, Tanko Disaniki and after Michiki, but if they get caught out in the open, they can't re-engage. Gnef's pushing them in, but there's a T-34-42 here, just, you know, free reign. It's a turkey shoot on these M2 half tracks as they come in. Engine destroyed. Gnef unloading, but the Tanko Disanikis, they're still not quite in that 100-meter range. After Michiki's finally there, and we'll open up on the Valkyr. More off-map coming in into this central area. A TU-2S drops its payload, but I'm not quite sure what on. Yes, the T-34, I think, in the centre got hit by those bombs from the TU aircraft. Look at this Begleit Grenadier pushing right the way forward. Gonzo just taking the flag with it, and he doesn't care right now. He's just took the flag, and well, he has himself a 13-11, but he's still got 32 minutes, or Gnef's still got 32 minutes, and I feel like Gnef's pushing forwards further here, which he's got the most rear flag that he can get. There's no point pushing beyond that flag, so I'm kind of surprised he hasn't kind of kept his line that he had previously. A lot of his squads here are fairly under strength. Well, some of them are fairly under strength, so I don't know. These could get caught out. In fact, the Tanko Disaniki are getting caught out, moving over the open, pinned down and taken down by the Valkyr with the MG42. And I feel like the Sapari are going to go down as well. And wow, look at that. Quickly turns around. Very quickly turns around. The flag falls back in favour of Gonzo. And actually, this southern side isn't looking quite as strong for Gnef now. 3 of his infantry units have gone down. The centre side, Gonzo's breaking through. And Gnef, he can't really do anything to hold him back at this point. T-34-85s in the north, but they're going to struggle taking on a Tiger. I think they are now. They are engaging on the Begleit Grenadier. We've got a Sturm Tiger coming in. Looks like it's targeting those T-34-85s. Will we see a nice set of kills from this Sturm Tiger? Gonzo still pushing forwards in the centre. That Sturm Tiger's is getting into position. Switching targets now. Surely it will. Wow. So no, Gonzo giving it an attack move further south, so I guess it doesn't matter what it fires on now with an attack move. The Tiger Ray is engaging at, well, two. One of them does go down to the T-34-85s all in the group. Surely that's the target for this Sturm Tiger. You want it to target that group of T-34-85s. One of them goes down in reply to the Tiger, and looks like Gnef's pushing down with the gun jammed Comrotti to try and up-vet these T-34-85s. They are 3-star. They are doing a good job. The Sturm Tiger does unleash the rocket onto the Gvardia DP, and it was a bit further back. Kind of underwhelming, that one. But he's now got to wait for the long reload time. More planes coming in, an IL-2M cluster bomber, both of them in fact. I didn't quite see what they'd fire on, but look at this central position. Gnef was up in this game. Gnef was well up in this game. He had 20 flags at one point, but look at the number of units in this central area from Gonzo. Just so many units. Gnef targeting the HG Panzergrenz there with the Yak 1B. It's a nice little strike, and he's continued to bring in these aircraft. The SDKFZ-71 is now in place in the north. There's two of them, along with one Gepard. I think there was another Gepard that... Oh no, it's down here, look. So all of those Gepards. In comes another Sturm Tiger strike. That one hits the mark. That one takes down a full strength squad. Reversing ever so slightly away. Looks like the T-34-85s lost out in the engagement with the Tiger. I think both sides kind of have withdrawn their forces, but one of the Tigers did go down, so that is Gonzo's only other Tiger. He only had two of them in this division, so potentially that Tiger going down could well hurt him. The Yak 1B strike coming in. Wow, look at the advancing Gvardia here. Wow, look at this. One of them covering off to pick up the surrender there. Another one looking to unload all the way up on this top ground. Wow, this is a movement. Amazing movement by Gnef. I mean, look at this. He's just got to hope he does not lose this Gvardia DP in the transport. The KG Commander unloads. Unload these Gvardias. Please unload them. Do not lose these Gvardias. This is a massive push. I love this. Please unload. Oh, in comes the ME-109, just unloaded in time. And the KG Commander in real trouble here. He should be looking to pick up that kill. That's a nice kill. There's another Gvardia DP. Wow, he's fast moving to spawn. He's trying to take the spawn here. This is everything invested in this southern side. His northern side is collapsing. Gnef is just trying to hold on in the south, push it as far as he can, but in the north things are not going well for him, and I think he's kind of recognised that, and he's just trying to push for everything down south. But look at this line of Begleitgrenz and HG Grenz. HG Panzergrenz, just a beautiful line, almost like double strength line there. The KG Commander finally goes down, but the Gvardia DPs are now advancing it over the open into this SBW 231. Look at the Gvardia DP here, almost coming up to this northern compound, and he's going to get himself cut off here. This is the kind of movement that I would do. It's not always successful. The ME-109 does manage to shoot down, I think it was the TU bomber on the 44th Guards, and this flag down here is just being protected on this southern side by Gonzo. 14-10 for Gonzo, 24 minutes left for Gnef to get back into this game. Looks like Gonzo's slightly retreating in this northern side, but there is still a Pak 3850 here that can definitely take down that T-34-85. I feel like a number of tanks have gone down, and there's still enough here with the Tiger E and the Jagdpanzer, but actually a couple of tanks in the central ground in this sort of position can do a lot of damage across the range from these infantry units. The Gvardia DP did manage to unload. He's managed to cut himself off completely, and the SPW 231 is going to rush in and pick up the kill, probably even before the surrender. I admire the attempt there by Gnef. It was nice. It was very nice to watch that. So the Zenart 85mm OBR 44 was engaging the tank further up there, and that's a nice unit to push out into the open. I do like the choice there from Gnef. It is very much both an anti-air and an anti-ground unit. Yes, yes it is. I was just double checking there because the bullets don't actually show on the bottom of the screen despite the fact that they are there. I think that's like the AA ammunition for the air. Does it say? No. So another Yak 1B coming in, striking down onto the Pack 40 there. But there is a Gepard in place along with some SDK Z71s. I feel like that's going to go down. Will it get out? No, it doesn't. No. Oh, I did worry about where that was coming down. Okay, here we go. The IL-2M. Let's see what damage is done onto these infantry units. My thought is going to be there's barely anything happen. Does Unleash? Yeah. Yeah. This plane is so bad. I think, was that a man taken down? I think one man, and down it goes. Yeah, they need to buff that. Eugene, please. I'm making the please sign. You can't even see me. I'm not on camera. Eugene, please. Fix the HE cluster plane. So, Gonzo has kind of been surrounded in this northern side. The Pack 38 did go down. The T-34-85 Conrotti established control along with the T-34-85 standard variant in that northern side, the OBR 1943. Gnef pushing down again with infantry, but there is still a Tiger E down there and a Jagdpanzer 4. This game is not quite over yet. Gonzo has the 1410, but there's still 20 minutes left on the clock. Who will win out in the long run? Oh, have we got a Sturm Tiger firing? No, I think we've just missed an attack onto this T-34-85. I think it survived. Who will win out in the long run? I mean, Gonzo looks like he's in a very strong position in this central area, and I like it. In comes a mortar half-track. That will do him well in this southern side, so it looks like maybe he's going to target this southern area as well. Gonzo's got a very strong position in this central area. But I feel like if Gnef can get through a few key units, in particular the Tiger and the Jagdpanzer, then maybe his tanks will have a much better chance. Oh, look at that Sturm Tiger attack there. 2 units going down. And I like this for the first time. I mean, we've not seen these Sturm Tigers much on this channel, but for the first time I can see a Sturm Tiger actually doing some decent work. Down goes the T-34-85 Conrotti. I would expect that was the Tiger. I couldn't quite see which one it was, but it must have been the Tiger. Surely. The Sturm Tiger is coming around, and I like if Gonzo is going to be microing this to shoot down the road at this tightly packed group of infantry. I like it. I like that decision. In comes the other HE cluster plane just to nail the point home to Eugene. Hopefully, oh, in fact, it might go down before I get the chance. I think it will survive a head-on strike, but just to nail this point home, let's look. Yeah, there you go. Awful plane. Don't buy this plane. Do not buy this plane. It is not worth it right now. Absolutely not worth it. The napalms, I would have said the same prior to the most recent patch. I would have said the napalm planes aren't worth it right now, but they got the buff. Certainly, some of them got a very nice buff. But yeah, these HE cluster planes, they're not available to... I don't think they're available to any other division. I might be wrong on that, but they're certainly not available to many divisions. So I don't see the issue in really buffing up these cluster munitions and really making that plane shine, because it is quite a unique plane on the Russian battlefield. Not necessarily a unique plane, but a unique ammunition, a unique munition loadout. The PTRS-41, they've been there from the start. They've still managed to survive. It looks like now the T-34-85s are in position. This is what I was saying a bit earlier. If these can engage from range, they can start to take chunks out of the infantry unit. A Sturm Tiger attack, a bit too late there. The units had moved forwards. And the Gvardia DP may reassert control over this flag. Gonzo up to a 59. I'm not exactly sure. I think he lost a flag up in this northern side for a while. But now Gnef has pulled back, but yeah, I think wow, we saw a surrender. 31 minutes 8 seconds. Gonzo picks up the victory. I was just double checking there just to make sure, but 31 minutes 8 seconds. Gonzo picks up the victory against Gnef on one of the new maps, Zabushsin, with one of the new divisions, the Fallschirmpanzer Hermann Göring. And although I think towards the end, once Gonzo, or maybe sort of middle way through, once Gonzo made his push back in the north, he was looking in a very strong position. But you cannot fault Gnef for the attempt in this game. He was up to, I think it was a 20 to 4 at one point in this game, and really it was very surprising. It surprised me that Gonzo was pegged back so easily at the start of the game, and I don't know whether things just went a bit wrong for Gonzo at the start, or whether, you know, whether Gnef caught him by surprise in a position where he wasn't expecting to. But in the long run, I think Gonzo just managed to maintain control and then managed to trade very well from B phase onwards. And there was no income difference. So I think the Tigers coming out, the heavier armor, really shone through in the end. I mean, we probably didn't see too much of that during the gameplay, but I feel like it was the heavier armor that kind of pegged back the tanks for Gnef and just allowed Gonzo's infantry to kind of push through without being under fire from the supporting tanks from Gnef, whereas Gonzo had that supporting fire from his units. Maybe that's what I'm going to say. 3,200 kills to 2,700 losses. It does show that Gonzo over time really brought back that that kill-loss ratio, really traded well, because I imagine early on at the start that potentially things weren't doing very well for him. So I think early on Gnef really had the advantage. Let's have a look at the kills for Gonzo. The Panther 3Ns early on, they did some decent damage, taking out the OB-25s and M42 guns, the early anti-tank and infantry support guns. One here taking out a T-34-76, that's a nice job. The ME-109 G6 2-star did take out one of the Yak-1Bs and the Tu-2S, but really no main fighters from Gnef. The Yak-1B was a fighter bomber, if I remember right. Although it does, yeah, I think, yeah, that's the icon for the fighter bomber, not the main fighter icon. The Jagdpanzer IV there takes out two T-34-85s. The Gepard there takes out some nice infantry kills. And the Tiger E takes out a T-34 and an M42. You know, nothing spectacular. This Panzer T-34-42, you've got to say, did a lot of work, taking out a hell of a lot of Guardia DP squads. And that did nice work, and we did not see that. The Tiger E here taking out 4 T-34-85s. Nice work from that Tiger E as well. And the Sturm Tiger, 4 Guardia DP kills. Did it pay itself off? No. But it was still around at the end of the game. So, you know, it could have done a lot more damage throughout as well. And yeah, there we have it. So not, you know, no, I think the standout unit is this Panzer T-34-42, taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Guardia DPs and a Guardia Comrotti. I feel like that's a standout moment, and you know, when you're losing 5 infantry squads, that's an entire position. That's an entire position taken down by one tank. And I think that's maybe what turned it around for Gonzo, you know, like moments like that with the Panzer, you know, taking basically down an entire position for him. I think if we look at the infantry as well, a lot of it is trading 2 for 1, which is you know, to Gonzo's advantage. Let's have a look at the kills for Gnef. The M42 gun early on, a couple of half-track kills, nothing major. The PTRS 41, couple of kills, another M42 gun, a couple of light vehicle kills, and I think maybe that's what swung it for Gnef in the early game. Gonzo certainly had a lot of these lighter recon vehicles early on, and they did go down to the M42 guns. So maybe the investment for Gonzo in those units, they didn't really pay themselves off, allowed Gnef to continue or push very far forwards early on. Maybe that's what gave Gnef the big advantage early doors. The TU-2S did get 1 HG Panzergrenade. I feel like the planes, I feel like Gonzo was under a hell of a lot of plane attacks, but if we look at the kills, not many kills. The TU-2S got 1 Panzergrenade kill. Are we going to get any more? And the Yak-1B got a Pack 40 kill. It's not enough for all of those aircraft that we saw come out. I think Gnef lost a lot of points in those aircraft. Yeah, I would definitely say that. Maybe that was why in the middle part of this game we saw a big swing to Gonzo, because potentially Gnef had invested a lot in aircraft and not invested in reinforcing his front lines, and the aircraft just did not pay itself off. Interesting, the Xenar 85mm, I was just double taking that for a second because I was thinking that was a 37mm, not the 85mm. It did get a Jagdpanzer 4 kill and 2 Panzer T-34, so they were nice kills there. Maybe another one of those in the open would have, a bit more in the northern side, might have helped Gnef out. But as it stands, Gonzo picked up the victory. And let's have a look at the table. So Gonzo picks up the victory, moves up to 18 points. He has 1 game in hand over Sean, but that game is against Sean. So it's going to be the decider. Sean versus Gonzo. It surely will be the decider. If Gonzo beats Sean, he will end up on 21 points, and really, you know, he will have another game as well that he can potentially win with. So that draw from Sean is the difference here. If Gonzo beats Sean, then basically I feel like Gonzo is going to win this one out because of that draw that Sean has in his other game. But if Sean manages to beat Gonzo, then Sean will win out the group, no questions asked. There'll be no chance for Gonzo to get back into first spot. So it's all going to come down to Sean versus Gonzo. Gnef picks up the 3rd place, courtesy of his win in the previous game against Soloing Pixie. So although they finish on the same points with the same kind of win, draw and loss score sheet, because Gnef actually won out in the games against Soloing Pixie, he gets the 3rd place over Soloing Pixie's 4th. Did not manage to get the victory over Gonzo. Gonzo won both games and obviously picked up the victory against Gnef. So Gnef cements a 3rd place there, and it's going to be Gonzo versus Sean for the top place in Steel Division League Group 1. Look forward to those games at the end of this week. We're going to show both games, both of Sean versus Gonzo's games, to finish off coverage of the Steel Division League and crown the league champion at that point. That's all coming up this week, so make sure you don't miss any games whatsoever. And I'm actually forgetting, but this is Christmas week. Like, I did not intend this at all. I actually thought I was finishing the week before, but Christmas, for those who celebrate it, for those who don't, it's the time when those who do celebrate it. Yeah, so actually we're going to be looking at, I'm not sure when I might post these games then, because I'm recording it now on the weekend before, and I'm just looking through, so potentially Well, by the end of Christmas week, we'll certainly have our answer who will be Steel Division League champion. That'll be a nice way to crown off the Christmas celebrations. I know that will be the present that you're all looking forward to opening. The video of Sean versus Gonzo and Angry Bird commentating. That's what you're looking forward to this Christmas. I know it for sure. Right, that's it from me. That's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, click that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you don't miss the Sean versus Gonzo games. Subscribe, and also check out the description for links to my Discord, Patreon, and Twitch pages, and check those out for more content. Yeah, I am Angry Bird. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I will see you next time.